So, our story starts with Hannah Baker, who has just moved to a new town and is starting as a sophomore at Liberty High School. She has made a new friend Kat, who is a neighbor, and has also taken a job at the Crestmont movie theater. Here, she meets with a guy, Clay Jensen, who also goes to Liberty High. Since Kat is moving away soon, she throws a party at Hannah's house so that Hannah can meet some new people. Kat introduces Hannah to Zach Dempsey, but Hannah is more interested in Kat's boyfriend, Justin Foley. After Kat has moved away, Hannah asks for a permission to go after Justin Foley, and Kat gives her consent. After that, Justin and Hannah start texting, and the two agree to go out on a date. They go to a park for their date, and there Hannah has a first kiss with Justin. During their date, Justin starts taking pictures of Hannah, and because she was wearing a skirt that day, Justin clicks an inappropriate picture of her undergarments when she was playing on a slide. Justin later shows that photograph to Bryce Walker, who circulates that image to everyone at the school from Justin's phone. Justin doesn't stop him and joins him in spreading rumors about Hannah. Hannah is very badly hurt after this, and that's why Justin is the first of the 13 people in her tapes. Hannah meets Jessica Davis after a couple of weeks, who is also new to the town. They start going to this Cafe Monet's after the school to discuss their day, and they become very good friends very soon. They meet this guy Alex Standall, who is also new in the town, and soon the group expands from 2 people to 3. Hannah says that Alex and Jessica were there for her when she needed them, but after some time, Alex left their group and became friends with the Bryce Walker's group, that's Zach Dempsey, Justin Foley, and Marcus Cole. Jessica also stopped meeting her daily at Monet's soon after that. One day, Hannah sees that Alex and Jessica are in a relationship, and she feels betrayed that both of them have basically kicked her out of the group. After some time, Alex breaks up with Jessica because Jessica wouldn't have sex with him, so he makes a list sexualizing various girls in the school. In that list, he puts Hannah as best ass in school and Jessica as worst ass in school. Jessica confronts Hannah about this. She doesn't try to find the truth and blames Hannah for her breakup, implying that Hannah had sex with Alex, and that is the reason why Alex broke up with her. She calls Hannah a slut, slaps her in front of everyone, and leaves. Because of this, Jessica is the second of 13 people in her tapes. Because of the list Alex made, Hannah starts getting harassed by boys at school. She's labeled Hannah the slut, and students start avoiding her except Clay, who is still very friendly as he doesn't care about these things. Hannah spends some quality time with Clay after work, watching an eclipse. Alex doesn't help Hannah and doesn't deny the new rumors about him and Hannah to the boys. And because of Alex's list, Hannah becomes a target at the school, and one day, Bryce Walker gropes her. Hannah cries and feels betrayed by Alex. He destroyed her reputation too, and that's why he is the third of the 13 people in her tapes. Clay's friendship with Hannah grows due to their job. One day after coming home from her job, Hannah hears some camera noises and feels like someone is stalking her. Hannah talks with this girl, Courtney Crimson, in class and tells her that she has a stalker. Courtney suggests that they should have a sleepover and lay a trap for the stalker. So that evening, Hannah's parents are out on a date and Courtney comes to stay with Hannah. Courtney brings a super bright flashlight to surprise the stalker and see his face. At night, they start drinking and play a game of truth and dare, where Courtney asks Hannah to kiss her. Things get intense when suddenly Hannah hears the clicking sound of a camera. She uses the bright light and sees that the stalker is Tyler Down. Tyler is the guy who is always clicking pictures for the school yearbook. After Courtney realizes that Tyler has clicked a picture of her kissing Hannah, Courtney leaves. Next day at school, Hannah asks Tyler to delete all her pictures. He agrees and asks Hannah whether she would like to hang out with him. Hannah couldn't believe that Tyler would ask her that after stalking her and invading her privacy like that, and turns him down. So Tyler sends the picture of Courtney and Hannah to the whole school. Since Tyler stalked Hannah, made her feel unsafe in her own house, made her feel paranoid, he is the fourth person on her list, and to get her revenge on Tyler, she throws a rock at his window at night and asks the listener of the tape to do the same to make him feel what she felt. After the picture of the two girls kissing goes viral in school, everyone starts gossiping about the identity of the two girls as their faces aren't visible. Courtney has two gay dads, but feels that because of their relationship, they have suffered a lot and doesn't want anyone to know that she is a lesbian. Hannah tries to be friends with Courtney again and again, but Courtney maintains a distance from Hannah. A boy, Montgomery, confronts Courtney about the picture. But Courtney, instead of facing him, throws the blame on Hannah and tells him that Hannah wanted a three-way with her. She also lies about other rumors of Hannah. And because of this, Courtney is the fifth of the 13 people on Hannah's tapes. Valentine's Day is coming, and at school, all the students fill out a form for Dollar Valentine, in which students get matched with other students for $1 which then goes to charity. When Hannah starts filling her form, she realizes that the questions she is answering lead to Clay Jensen, but when the results come, Bryce Walker comes out as Hannah's top choice. Hannah says to Sherry that she won't go out on a date with Bryce, but then she gets a call from Marcus Cole, who says that Hannah's name came out on his form. Hannah says that she will think about going out with Marcus. At work, a moment is again building up between Clay and Hannah, but Clay fucks it up again. Hannah calls Marcus after that, and the two of them agree to go out on a date. But Marcus arrives an hour late to the date and also brings his friends to watch him with Hannah. Hannah forgives Marcus for arriving late, but then Marcus tries to touch Hannah inappropriately, thinking that Hannah is an easy girl. She pushes Marcus away from her, after which he leaves. Hannah starts crying, and because of this, Marcus Cole is the sixth of the 13 people on Hannah's tapes. When Marcus leaves after humiliating Hannah, she starts crying, but Zach Dempsey comes and sits with her. He apologizes on behalf of Marcus and tries to make her laugh. Next day, Zach tries to talk to Hannah. He expresses his interest in her, but just like Clay, he fucks up. When Hannah tells her to leave, he genuinely tries to persuade her, but Hannah yells at him to leave her alone. Zach feels humiliated and his ego is hurt, so he takes his revenge upon Hannah. In the communication class, there is currently a new activity going on, where every student has a small bag with a name on a wall, and other students can pass anonymous compliments or notes to that student's bag. Zach steals all the compliments from Hannah's bag in communication class. He keeps this going for many days. When Hannah finds out about this, she writes him a letter explaining to him that those anonymous notes means a lot to her and requests Zach to not steal them. But Zach throws that letter. Because Zach broke Hannah's spirit, he is the seventh of the 13 people on Hannah's tapes. Hannah joins a poetry club where different poets can come and present their work in a safe space and critique others. There, she is swayed by a poem written by this guy Ryan Shaver, who runs the local school magazine and also goes to Liberty High. He helps Hannah with her writing, and the two become very good friends in a short span of time. So one day, Hannah presents her poem at the club and it is met with a lot of applause. Ryan tells Hannah to let him publish this in the school magazine so that everyone can read this beautiful work. But Hannah says no, as the poem is too personal and intimate. But Ryan tears the page with that poem from a journal and publishes it anyway. And shortly after that at school, everyone starts discussing that poem, and Jessica says that she recognizes Hannah's handwriting, so everyone starts speculating that Hannah is the author of the poem and they start making fun of her. And because Ryan betrayed her trust and her confidence, he is the eighth person on Hannah's tapes. After the summer break at school, Hannah feels that she should start afresh. She gets a new haircut and decides that this year she won't go to parties and will focus on her studies. But at work, Clay asks her to come with him to a party at Jessica Davis' house. She doesn't want to go to a party but goes for Clay. During the party, Hannah and Clay go to Jessica's room and start making out. But Hannah starts having flashbacks about all the bad things that happened to her because of something sexual. She gets scared and asks Clay to stop, and he does. Clay asks what he had done wrong or if he hurt her, but Hannah yells at him to leave, and he does. She starts crying, and although she asks him to leave, she doesn't want him to go. But Clay left, and that's why his name is also on the tapes. In the TV series, his tape comes later as he is the 11th person, and Hannah says that this is on herself, and she doesn't deserve him, but he needs to be there if she wants to tell her whole story. Let's get back to the story here. So after Clay left, Hannah is still crying when suddenly Justin and Jessica, who have recently started dating, come into the room to make out. Hannah hides but sees that both of them are pretty drunk. Jessica is almost passed out, so she tells Justin to take a break for some time, and Justin leaves the room. Hannah gets up to leave, but suddenly she hears Justin and Bryce talking. She listens to their conversation, and when Bryce enters the room, she hides in the closet. Bryce gets on top of Jessica. Justin comes in the room and tries to force Bryce off from Jessica, but Bryce locks Justin out of the room. And then he rapes Jessica, who is passed out. Hannah wanted to make him stop but is unable to move her feet. Hannah says that this tape isn't about Bryce but rather about Justin Foley again and about Hannah herself, as both of them let Bryce rape their friend. So Justin is number 9 on the tape. After Bryce leaves, Hannah puts a blanket on Jessica, who is still passed out, and gets out of the room crying. Hannah feels that she is too weak to walk as she wants to leave the party, so when Sherry Holland offers to give her a ride home, she accepts. During the ride home, Hannah says that her phone died, so she asks for a phone charger, and as Sherry tries to help her, she looks away and the car bumps into a stop sign. The stop sign falls and both of them are unhurt. Hannah says that she wants to report it, but Sherry says that she doesn't want to get into trouble. She tells Hannah that they will report it later and they should go now. But Hannah doesn't get back in the car and says she wants to report it now, so Sherry leaves her in the middle of the road. Hannah runs to the nearest store to inform the police about the incident, but the police say that they have already gotten a call about an accident at that intersection. So Hannah hangs up the phone, thinking that Sherry must have informed the police about the accident. But the call that police got wasn't from Sherry, but rather from Clay, who told the police that there had been an accident at that same intersection. This was a road accident between two cars. One car was driven by an elderly man, and the other car was driven by Clay's very good friend, Jeff Atkins. Jeff died in this accident. Everyone assumed that he was drunk driving and got killed. But Hannah knows that because they knocked the stop sign, that could have been the reason that Jeff died. When Hannah tells Sherry that they have to inform people about the sign, Sherry says that this is gonna get both of them into trouble and tells Hannah to keep her mouth shut. All this is too much for Hannah, and because Sherry didn't let her make the call about the stop sign, Sherry is 10th on her list. Some time has now passed and summer break at school has ended. Hannah's parents give her some money to deposit at bank, but she loses the money. Her mother gets angry at her as they were already facing some money problems. At night, Hannah gets depressed and starts walking around the town, where she stumbles upon a party at Bryce Walker's house. During the party, Hannah gets into a hot tub with her classmates. But soon, all her classmates leave and she is in there alone, and Bryce comes in the hot tub. Bryce then rapes Hannah, and after this, she feels her life is nothing. She wonders how her life led to this moment, and this leads to the creation of tapes. And Bryce is the 12th person on the tapes. After all this, Hannah wants to kill herself, but she decides to give life one more chance. She goes to the school counselor, Mr. Porter, for help, but Mr. Porter doesn't really help and gives her two options: either involve the police or move on with her life. Hannah leaves his office and waits if he will come out to help her, but he doesn't. So Hannah makes him the 13th person in her tapes. She then goes to the post office and mails the first set of tapes to Justin Foley, the first reason. She makes another set of tapes and leaves them at her friend Tony's house. The second set of tapes are there to ensure that every person who listens to the tapes passes them on to the next person, and then the tapes will remain with Mr. Porter. She doesn't leave any more instructions for Tony, and after this, gets in a bathtub and cut her wrists. Okay guys, so this was Hannah's story as narrated on her tapes. This story is one part of the first season of 13 Reasons Why. Another part of the story is about Clay Jensen in the present as he listens to all the tapes. Thank you for watching guys. Drop a like. Bye.